Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. How are you today? I wish you all the good and always be happy. Well, we are from the group of 7. I'm Hilda Sri Kasturi with ID number 2021220005 as the first speaker, and here I will be accompanied by my colleague Rahma Suryani with ID number 2021222014 as the second speaker. The topic we will discuss today is about informative speech. Okay, before we start this presentation, I want to show you an outline of what we are going to discuss today. The first material we will discuss is about what is informative speech and what is the aim of informative speech. So later we will get to know more. Then the second material we will discuss is about the strategies and approaches for defining information are available to the informative speech speaker. Then the next material is about how can the audience understand the information conveyed by the speaker. So later we will discuss what strategies to do. The next material we will discuss is the main types of informative speeches. And the last material, which is about key takeaways. Alright everyone, we start this presentation with the delivery of the first material that will be delivered by myself, which is about what is informative speech. We can see that an informative speech is one that intends to educate the audience on a particular topic. It means that informative speech is a speech that tells information. Then the speaker tries to explain a problem as clearly as possible so that the audience knows and understands. Then what is the aim of informative speech? As I have said that informative speech contains a number of information. Its main purpose is to provide new knowledge about a certain topic that the audience does not know. For the next material will be delivered by Rahma Suryani. Please.
Thank you in advance to my partner Hilda Srikasturi, who has explained the previous material. Introduce myself. My name is Rahma Suryani. Here I will present material on the first strategies and approaches for divining information are valuable to the informative speech speakers. The second, the main tips of informative speech, and the last one is key takeaways. Strategies and approaches for divining information are available to the informative speech speaker. Number 1. Have a solid understanding of the purpose of your speech, with the intent and purpose, so that you understand the material it is necessary to understand what the intents and purpose are, so what you are going to convey will be very easy for the listener to understand. Number 2, consider the best organization that achieve the goals best. Yes, of course, all things need to be prepared carefully. Therefore, it is necessary to prepare very carefully so that everything can run smoothly according to the goals desired by us or the listener.
Then how can the audience understand the information conveyed by the speaker? There are several ways which I will explain. First, we can use visual aids like presentation slides. Why? Because slides can be engaging and invite people to want to know more. Slide serves to make the presentation delivered clear. It also increases the likelihood that the audience will retain the information included in the speech. The second is pay attention to body language. Good physical communication has a proven impact on the messages received and interpreted by the audience. For example, we want to convey motivation to the audience so that they are excited, but we just stand stiffly. There is no movement at all. I think the audience will not feel excited. Because of what? Because the speaker himself cannot convey emotions to the audience. That's why body language is so important. Fourth is pay attention to the words or sentences to be conveyed. Don't use terms that are difficult to understand. Choose words or sentences that are simple and easy to understand. This is so that the audience is not confused and understands what the speaker is conveying. And the last is pay attention to pronunciation. Articulate or say the words is something that is important to pay attention to. The goal is that the audience can understand the words or information provided well. The third is pay attention to vocals or paralanguage. Vocal or paralanguage is a nonverbal element in speech or is said as a way of speaking. Examples of tone of voice, loud tone, soft tone, intonation, voice quality, and speed in speaking. This will have significant impact on how the message conveyed is received by the audience. The use of paralanguage or vocals also aims to avoid monotonous in public speaking. Fourth is pay attention to the words or sentences to be conveyed. Don't use terms that are difficult to understand. Choose words or sentences that are simple and easy to understand. This is so that the audience is not confused and understands what the speaker is conveying. And last is pay attention to pronunciation. Articulate or say the words is something that is important to pay attention to. The goal is that the audience can understand the words or information provided well.
Well, come back to me again, Rahma Suryani, who will discuss the main tips of informative speech, and the last one is key takeaways. The main tips of informative speech: number one, the meaning of speech that explain the meaning or the meaning of the material, theory, or philosophy, even to strategies and tips such as a sport or certain people. Number two, demonstrations speech explaining how to do something. For example, we hear a teacher giving a lecture on how to make a bibliography, or a religious teacher who explain about learn religious. Number three, explanatory speech. For the example, considering the tips of speech given at an industry conference could also be description of a material or a product from the company. Number four, descriptive text. For example, describing, even explaining in detail about certain object, namely people, animals, or place, and the others. Main point: this type of speech use description, demonstration, explaining clear details, and definition to describe the subject, person, or place the audience want to understand. Informative speech make complex topic easy to understand or over a different point of view. Unlike persuasive speech, informative speech depends less and more on communicating the information that is being discussed and needed by the listener, such as lectures or seminars. Key takeaways, key term: informative speech use providing knowledge, information, especially information that is useful or interesting and that is in it. Whereas the definition of informative speech, a statement that expresses the essential nature of something, formulate, and discussed by. Maybe that's all I can say. Sorry if there are mistakes in speech or in carrying out this text. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.